Yo, before YouTube and social media, the biggest form of entertainment was TV. So parents back in the day would come home from work, kids would come back from school, they would turn on the TV and watch whatever certain channels would show that day. Sometimes, the broadcast studios would get completely hijacked by hackers or actual physical intruders. And sometimes, crazy things would happen. Today, I scattered the internet to find the craziest of those hijackings, so let's begin. First, the Max Headroom incident. This is Max Headroom. Max Headroom was a character played by this guy. The whole premise of this Max Headroom was to paint a picture of a computer-generated TV host. And this was way before any of that AI stuff that we see today. This was like 40, 50 years ago. So they tried to simulate the character as a robot, basically. But it was a human. He would talk about drama, things going on in the world, commentary, commercials. He's basically what YouTubers are today, except on live TV. This brother was ahead of his time. One day, on November 22nd, 1987, back before a lot of you were born, not me though, of course, look, that's me right there, right next to Max Headroom. A hacker hijacked numerous TV broadcast channels on the same day. Now, I want to point out, for that to happen numerous times in a single day, or even at all, is already impressive. So the fact that it happened twice in two different channels with two different case scenarios is crazy. The first incident was at 9:14 p.m. on a sports channel called WGN-TV. As they were talking about whatever, sports and whatever, look, oh, football, ooh, soccer, basketball. The screen started glitching and Max Headroom appeared, except it was a little more off than normal. The normal Max Headroom was like this. This is that real human that I was talking about. Everything is all good. Little bit eerie nonetheless. Like, no matter how you look at it, it's a bit weird. And then the incident. Yeah, football. Yes. Nice catch. Good run. Off topic, I'm sorry. I still don't understand football to this day. It's the one sport that, like, I'm just refusing to conceptualize. But anyways, so it starts to static, TV goes black. Also, Sammy, blur this. And then this intruder shows up. No volume, nothing. Someone behind him is having a metal board just going like this to basically simulate the exact same thing that the normal Max Headroom does. And it's just showing this creepy ass face for 25 seconds. So 25 seconds, and then it cuts back to normal.
Well, if you're wondering what's happened,
like, must have been the wind. A couple hours later, that exact same day, yo, I just realized, when did you get out of prison? Ash.
What do you want from me this time, you peasant?
When did you get out of prison?
That's clearly none of your business.
What was I saying? A couple hours later, at around 11:15 p.m. on the same day, November 22nd, 1987, it happened again on a whole different station. But this time, the hacker had audio and completely stole that shit.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga.
So again, more static, and this guy's just back. This guy. So yeah, this goes on for 90 seconds. What? I did not even see this part. What is even... Okay, anyways. Can you imagine being a kid watching TV? You know, you're just done with your schoolwork. You just want to relax a little bit. Next thing you know, this comes up on screen and you're like, what in the world is that? I would petrify a poor kid. And back then, TV was shown to millions. So I'm sure some kid out there probably got nightmares for years to come after that. Waking up in a cold sweat, 5 in the morning on a random Tuesday, thinking about this hijacking. So the reason why this is so crazy is that this happened in the 80s. And hijacking like this was almost unheard of. Nowadays, there's probably YouTube tutorials somewhere out there or on the internet. Don't look that up, please, for like how to do all this. But back then, it was extremely difficult to fully override a broadcast. So the hacker needed to have some crazy insider information and knowledge on the TV station and area to properly take control the way how he did on 2 different occasions on 2 different channels at 2 different times for 2 different lengths. And the craziest part, the hijacker was never caught. Someone did this, got away with it, went on with their lives just for the love of the game, it seems. Nobody knows who is responsible for this or why they did this. But anyways, next.
This is my channel now, motherfuckers. I got my own pillows and clothing line on hxsain.com coming out this Friday on March 13th. These are the designs. I'm making this human donate a percentage of the profits to fellow dogs like myself who are in need. What's that? Hello? No.
Ah, that hurt my foot so badly. Anyways, I don't know what that was about. Next. So there's 2 types of hijackers. Hacking type of hijacking and cell type hijackings, where someone breaks into the live studio as a threat. back in 1987 on August 3rd. I don't know what that year was on. This is only 2 of the hijackings that happened on 1987. Something was just happening time after time during this era. But anyways, in the afternoon on that day, on Channel 4 News on KNBC, this guy, David Horowitz, was hosting a segment called Fight Back, where he exposes scams, helps viewers with consumer problems, or whatever. Looking out for the people, as some may say. Everything was good. There was no issues or anything, and the studio had an open newsroom set. So there were many people in the room. Familiar faces, unfamiliar faces, directors, people who were in charge of lighting, people who were in charge of the microphones, the camera angles, a lot of people in the room. So randomly, a guy walks in on set, this guy right here, and he pulls out a gun on live TV. YouTube, it's not a real gun. Relax. Don't take down this video. For God's sakes. So David just looked at him and was like, hello, you good? Can I help you? Why are you pointing a gun at me? What did I do to you? So the intruder asked David to stop what he's doing and made him read a long handwritten statement that he was forced to read on air. And the letter says, so I found it. It says, the man who has appeared on KNBC for the last 3 years is not an American fighter. He is a clone. A clone, huh? Interesting. A double created by the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, and alien forces. It is only a small part of a greater plot to overthrow the United States government and possibly the human race itself. The CIA has kidnapped and tried to destroy my family and those of my friends. Although I have known about this since 1982, I have not talked or acted about it for fear of the lives of my family. I have been forced into, and it just says nothing after that. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so the key points of this letter. Number 1, the CIA and aliens are working together. That's what it says, okay? This isn't coming out of my ass. This is coming out of this guy's ass. The intruder's family is being targeted by the CIA. A TV host has been a clone for the last 3 years. And I think that's about it. So as this entire thing was happening, the producers were torn on whether or not to cut the feed, to cut to commercials, keep the camera rolling, or just itch their head and be like, let's just see how this goes. So security eventually came in, they grabbed him away, and the gun ended up being an actual toy gun. I told you, YouTube, it's a toy. Relax. So the TV host, David, wasn't in any actual trouble, and the intruder wasn't a threat either, but the intention of it is enough. The intruder's name is Richard Stallman. He got arrested and he was taken into custody by the police, and he was supposed to face charges related to assault with a deadly weapon, making criminal threats, and trespassing. But in terms of what actually ended up happening to him, I couldn't find anything. I found no follow-up, so it's a little bit crazy. Anyways, something happened today. I got into a car accident and I almost died. And I know I seem good. You know, I do a really good job of not showing my distress, but I am very shaken up. I could have died today. I'll explain what happened quickly. Me, my brother, and a friend of ours were on our way to downtown Toronto to go to some battle rap event or something along those lines. And for some reason, outside has been extremely foggy. Like you cannot see 3 feet in front of you. It's so bad. So my friend was the one driving. My brother was in the passenger seat. I was in the back seat. The friend who was driving didn't see that the light turned red and he ran past the red light. And as he was driving, a car passed by and he hit the backside of the person driving by. If he was going any faster, the drivers of the car that was hit would have been dead. No questions asked. If he was going any slower than that, from where I was sitting in the back of the car, would have gotten destroyed. And who knows what would have happened to me. I am perfectly fine. Same with my brother. Same with the people who got hit. My head and my shoulder hit the side of the car really hard. And I've just had adrenaline basically all day. So I'll feel the pain in the morning if it is something to worry about. The friend who was driving completely broke his hand and he had to go to the hospital. And my brother is fine. But I have to be honest, I am a little bit shaken up and I'm not really in the mood to talk about the rest of the points in this video and the rest of the stories. So I am just going to call it. I would say I hope you guys understand, but I know you guys will because you guys are just the best humans on earth. So I'm going to call it a day. It's currently 4:06 in the morning right now. This is the latest I've slept this entire year. I'm going to go to sleep. So I'm all right. Be careful driving, especially in bad conditions, because anything could change just like this. Legit. Everything was fine 1 second. The next moment, everything just went to shit. So be careful out there. Be grateful for those around you because anything could happen at any time. All right, now I'm actually going to call it. I'll see you guys later. Good night.